Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. My name is Peter, you're watching Thailand Bound, and if you've stumbled upon this channel by accident, welcome. Today I'm going to be reading out 3 stories that guys have sent me.
สวัสดีค่ะ
So today's no different than any other Saturday. I'm going to be reading out 3 stories for you. For the moment, that's all I can do. Obviously the channel's about Thailand, I'm stuck in the UK, but thanks to you guys I've got all these stories I can read out to you. So we've got 3. 2 are a little bit short and 1 is quite a bit longer. I'm sure you'll enjoy these. So here we go. Hi Peter, I am subscribing to your YouTube channel and have spent many hours watching your videos. I must first regret my limited knowledge of English writing, but I think I'm understandable. I have a suggestion for a short story from one of my 7 holiday trips to Thailand. I enclose a picture of myself so that it does not become so impersonal, and a picture of the young woman. I do not want you to show the pictures, but you probably understand anyway. This is from Jake in Norway. When I went to Bangkok on holiday in 2013, I had some chat contact with a young beautiful woman beforehand. We became acquainted on the internet. I wanted to do something different this time. I was only looking for friendship, one that could guide me a bit through Bangkok and maybe show me places no other tourists had discovered. In addition, the young woman was extremely good at English and not least, very beautiful. She was not a Buddhist but a Christian. She worked for Thai Airways as an employee at the airport in the Thai Airways lounge. We had 2 great and different days in the city. Besides good restaurants and exciting sights, we went to the cinema and I met a couple of her friends who were at least as elegant and as beautiful as her. There was never anything intimate between the 2 of us, and frankly, I did not imagine that she wanted to be intimate either. I will never know. I see myself as an average man. I do not look like Orlando Bloom. Who's he? But I do not look like a loser either. I do not drink too much, and I don't smoke. I take care of personal hygiene, and I try to exercise a little every day. As I said, we had a great but short time together, but for the first time in my life, I felt a little uncomfortable with a woman in Thailand. It can, of course, have something to do with my own self-image. I do not know what she was thinking. She was always in a good mood and polite, but, and this may sound strange to many, she was simply too beautiful for me. I thanked her for her company and wished her all the best in the future. The strange thing was that I felt an incredible relief when we said goodbye. I could relax again. The same day in the evening, I took a taxi to Patpong and got to know some regular Thai bar girls. Then I could finally be completely myself again. But the young woman from Thai Airways remains a very good memory for me, Jake, Norway. Okay, so quite a short story there. I hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll go straight into the second one. Hello, Peter. I've been a subscriber and quite an avid love stories listener for a while, and I thought it's about time I share stories that I had in the land of smiles. English isn't my native language. This might sound interesting to you, as this isn't about a bar girl but a normal Thai girl. I am a bit worried about details that might make this story less anonymous, so feel free to take away some details. Keep the picture for your eyes only as proof of the story. I was and still am below 30 years old. I visited Thailand for 3 weeks, which was an eye-opener, and I've been coming back ever since, usually 3 times a year, my first being in 2014. It all started in the summer of 2019 when I was preparing for future dates while still being in my home country. On a popular dating website, I spotted an absolute stunner that just registered 100% with me. We clicked it once, and in a few days her profile was gone from the dating website. When I inquired why, she confirmed having deleted it. I didn't comment any further on that. It seemed an obvious sign that she was happy having me as a contact. The time came when I was off to Thailand once again. The girl's name was We made plans to meet in a mall in Bangkok, not far from Khao Son Road. The day unexpectedly developed further into the night, and you can guess what happened next. I later learnt that was an ex-high-soul girl. She was 10 years older than me. Had it all but lost everything due to her mishandling of cash flow in her business that she had with her Thai boyfriend, whom she was with since university. I felt so bad for her. I discovered this information slowly over time, and this is a good example of why so many Thai girls are looking at Western men. I was getting a little nervous when she told me that she was having problems with a bank, as I was thinking to myself, here we go. Is she only interested in me as I could solve her money problems? It turned out that even though her friends tempted her into being a money-grabbing girl, they also said to her, "You're stupid for not being with men for money and gifts. I can't be with somebody if I don't have feelings for her." It would have been so easy for her to use her looks to entice men and make money to pay off her debts. But to the best of my knowledge, she never did, and I totally respect her for that. During my 1-month holiday, I met Arm regularly. We became very close. I wasn't expecting more than a friendship. On the flight back to my country, I decided to stop any side relationships and seriously considered being in a committed relationship with Arm. Quite a scary thought, as I was previously engaged and that ended in a very ugly way, so I was not in a hurry to get hooked again. On returning to my country, we talked just about every day until January 2020. Arm found it amazing that I was talking to her so much. We made plans to take a holiday together in January to Koh Chang. It was the very best holiday I've ever had. Amazing beaches, amazing girl, amazing food. What was even better is that she drove me from Bangkok to Koh Chang in a real nice car. We celebrated my birthday together on the island. Arm bought me gifts that I still use to this day. Arm said, "I thought I would buy you this tie. Every time you go to work, you will think of me." What a girl. She really spoiled me rotten. I was kind of wondering if this could really work out due to our cultural differences. I really wanted to go to Koh Larn, Chonburi, and Arm suggested to me to spend time in Pattaya, as she knows I love partying. So weird. She knows what's going on there, even a bit suspicious. I know what goes on in Pattaya, even though I was hinting to her that I didn't. Is she giving me a free pass? Does she not care that I could go off with other girls? In hindsight, it was probably a test. As alcohol would have it, I did have drinks, a lot of them, and at some point fun with the ladies in iBar. iBar's on Walking Street. I wanted to get smashed, as I haven't touched a drink since arriving in Thailand, and Thailand is the only time of the year when I can really party and drink like there is no tomorrow. Binge drinking was successful, as I woke up with a terrible hangover and a terrible text on my phone. Somehow Arm was convinced that I cheated on her. Damn, what the hell, this was a rough one. I video called her, showing her that nobody was in my room, but that wasn't enough. To this day, I have no clue what exactly she thought she knew. I was on her Facebook profile. Did a friend tell her that I had been drinking and partying with other women? I'm not sure myself how I made it back to my room, so does she know something I don't? To cut a long story short, it was basically over. Whatever was put on Facebook, Arm lost face with her friends and her feelings were greatly hurt. Unfortunately, there is no coming back from that. As a businessman, I don't give up easily on things, so I tried to reconcile with Arm again and again. This reminded me of a weird scene with her once in Khao San Road with her and one of her friends. I told her that a girl had tried to grab my arm in the toilet hallway. She got so angry about it and told me to go with her if I wanted to, the girl this is. Really strange reply. In the end, it worked out, but it could have easily got out of hand. Somebody told me that she punched her Thai boyfriend hard because a girl had asked him for his number. Talk about jealous. I tried my best to make the relationship work with Arm, but I think I was fighting a losing cause. Arm claimed to have feelings for me, but I was possibly just a poor substitute for her Thai boyfriend, who I think she still had feelings for. Anyway, my holiday was over as quickly as it had started. January 22nd comes along and it was time to fly home. With a stopover in China, my family told me to be very careful because they had heard about a bad flu strain in China. Turns out that flu became a pandemic and I was coughing my lungs out, but fortunately this must have come from bad Thai aircon. Twist of fate, I spoke with Arm again as a whole worldwide lockdown hit full on. Out of the blue, she sent me a naughty video of herself and we made up. We told each other that we would morally support each other and it looked like we were back to square one. Great. So something good has come out of this terrible worldwide pandemic. Months go by and the conversations between Arm and myself deteriorate. I'm not some loser who is just going to sit back and accept it, so I confront her and ask her what the problem is. Out of the blue, she says to me that she doesn't really want to be with me as I hurt her once with that Facebook thing. So I asked the question, why the hell did you come back to me in the first place then, as well as being flirtatious and naughty once again? She couldn't answer me. A few weeks later, I seen she was with a guy on Facebook. I thought she was very harsh, but honestly, I hadn't been the greatest guy in the relationship with I texted her and told her in all honesty that I was happy that she had found someone, but she completely ignored me and did not reply. I don't want people to think badly of her because she's a great lady and deserves a good relationship with someone. The whole relationship with has not spoiled my life, but looking back on it now, I feel the relationship was destined for failure from the day it began. So you see, Peter, it's not only bar girls that can bring sadness into a guy's life, and I hope people will learn a valuable lesson from my own personal story. So the only thing I can guess what happened on this one, obviously he's gone out, he's got smashed in Ibar. Obviously one of Arm's friends has seen him there. He's probably had his arm around a girl, or he was having fun with a couple of girls, whatever, drinks, and she's taken a little video or a picture, sent it to Arm, or put it up on Facebook rather than sent it to Arm, put it up on Facebook. Arm's seen it. She hasn't explained to him what she's seen, but obviously she's hurt, she's lost face, and that's it. There's no coming back from that one. Okay, on to our third and final story. This is quite a short one. It's a little bit sad how it turns out. I'll just read it to you without giving any clues away. The title of this one is called A Story of a Chance Meeting, Love, Adventure and Hope. Good day, Peter. I want to start by telling you I absolutely love your stories. Thank you. Well, they're not my stories, they're your stories. But thank you anyway. Do not stop telling them. A quick introduction. I am Jim, 54, from the US. In 2018, I separated from my wife and I decided to do a life reboot in 2019. So I booked a flight to Thailand and a 10-day motorcycle ride from Chiang Mai to Laos with no exceptions, with no expectations of going to bars or meeting up with any females, just simply to travel wherever the wind took me on a 4-week ride. I had an arrival date of January 4th, 2019 and planned to stay for 28 days. I was travelling solo and planned to eat, ride and explore everything that was Thailand. I landed in Bangkok at 9 p.m. and took a taxi to my hotel. What an experience, crazy traffic, and I live in Los Angeles. But I arrived about 11:30 to the hotel, checked in and went to bed to get ready for my new adventure. I woke up early the next day, ready to get started. I had 4 days in Bangkok before flying to Chiang Mai to start my motorcycle tour. I looked on Google Maps to find a barber shop to get a straight razor shave. I exchanged $1,000 before I left, so I had spending money and the adventure began. Got my shave, went to Terminal 21 for some food, and then stopped at a bank to exchange even more money as I had underestimated how much I would probably need. I had taken 10 weeks of private lessons to learn Thai back in the States, so I knew the basics but still needed lots of practice. In the bank, the lady behind the counter spoke very little English and she was not impressed with my poor Thai skills, and she quickly passed me over to her manager, Pen, 52, and so the story begins. Pen spoke excellent English and we had a very lengthy conversation about life and what to do in Bangkok. I asked her if she would like to have dinner with me and she said yes. We arranged a dinner at a sushi restaurant not far from the hotel. We met at 7 p.m, ate, talked and enjoyed each other's company until 11 p.m. when the restaurant closed. Before we parted, she helped me get WhatsApp on my phone and we agreed to meet the next night, which was a Friday, to go to the night market and she would show me some local sites. We had an amazing weekend. As friends, we also agreed to meet after I returned from my trip to Chiang Mai in 2 weeks. I flew to Chiang Mai, began my motorcycle trip, and on day 3 I was hit by a truck. My left shoulder was broken in 3 places. I also had a broken right hand and I had a fractured right knee. I was in 2 different hospitals. The tour company was fantastic and covered all the expenses. In brackets, he's written Big Bike Tours. I flew home and had surgery and therapy, but never lost communication with Pen. September 2019, I returned to Thailand to finish my trip and reconnect with this amazing woman. Again, she took a week's vacation and we travelled everywhere together. I met her family and we really had an amazing connection. I was sad to leave, but planning a return trip in November 2019. We continued to talk and in November I returned for another 3 weeks. We were really connected and I was able to secure a 10-year visa for her to come to the US because she owns property and has strong connections in the banking industry. I am a moderately successful business owner in the US. To anyone who wants to take the visa route for a Thai girl, it was a lot of paperwork and documents, but it wasn't impossible. Penn was scheduled to visit California in January 2020. I booked one flight and it was cancelled because of everything that is going on around the world right now. And unfortunately, the flight was going through China. I quickly booked a second flight and it was also cancelled. It had been over a year since I was able to see Penn, and the lockdown has had a toll on everyone. Our story has not finished. Unfortunately, Thailand is still under lockdown with possible travel in late 2021. I am not doing the quarantine thing that they have foreigners do on arrival. That's just not me. I am not the type of person to let life changes stop me though. Penn is doing well and will be retiring in September 2021 from her job at the bank of 25 years. The economy in Thailand is not doing well and the world seems to be a crazy place right now. The connection I had with Penn seems to be fading. What is it they say about long distance relationships not working? I am still optimistic that if things change, we may still have a future together. In 2022, maybe we'll be able to meet up in Thailand and you can meet this amazing woman. That's quite a nice story, isn't it? I feel sorry for the guy because he's actually met this lady in a bank. They're about the same age. All the boxes are ticked. This could have worked out to be a brilliant relationship. She was on her way back to America. They probably would have got married and spent their later years of life together, which would have been very good for both of them. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened. I sincerely hope that this guy gets an opportunity to meet this lady Penn again, and I hope it all works out for the two of you if you're watching this one. So that's nearly it for this week. I prepare my videos before I upload them. They go up every Saturday, but I normally prepare them on a Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. So by the time you're watching this, it's either going to be the day after Christmas Day or the day after that, depending on how I feel. If I feel a bit lazy the day after Christmas Day, Boxing Day, then I might not upload till Sunday. But I'll try and keep the videos flowing every Saturday, at least one. I'm getting really short on stories again, guys, so I'm going to give you another call out. If you've got a relationship story that you've had with a Thai lady, good or bad, please send it in to me and I'll upload that in a video for everybody to enjoy. But once again, guys, sadly, that's it for this time round. I'll hopefully catch you next Saturday. Stay safe.